Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for supporting the movement. I know some of y'all like, bitch, where you been? But I'm back, so let's just we'll talk about that some other time. But I want to thank Tregang and the whole J4K for keeping it lit, and you know we didn't found everything. We didn't found the dirt. Okay, so I'm really proud of everyone, and I want to just give you all some information today that I feel can contribute to the movement. Um, I want people to know that this is not. It frustrates me. This is not a conspiracy. This is not a hoax. This is not for clout chasing. This is not a theory. This is not something that just we believe. Like, we have actually found facts that point to Kenneka being murdered. We've also found facts pointing to there being a cover up of this murder. Okay? So today I'm going to just add some more information. We've got so much already, but I'm just going to add some more facts for people to use and try to raise awareness about. There are still people that believe Kenneka was in the kitchen alone and that nobody was down there with her. I'm going to show you where that's not true. Um, and I'm going to show you exactly how this happened, okay? Um, so for this video, we're going to basically follow one officer, okay? I try to keep my videos concise and to the point so that people can really follow along because there's so many moving parts. So we're 4 years in. Names, people, we're going to call people out, and if they don't open this case up soon enough, we're going to ask for these people to be removed from their positions of power and arrested and put in prison. Okay, so the first person, the first officer, fake detective that's on my list is Anthony Cucinella. Okay, he works for the Rosemont Police Department. He was a very, very big part of this case. He was responsible for reviewing Irene's viral video that went viral on social media. He was responsible for he's responsible for verifying surveillance from the hotel. He's the one that was responsible for verifying who was in the kitchen the night of the murder. I'm going to show you where he messed that up. He was responsible for interviewing Crown Plaza employees. He was also responsible for interviewing people at the party. And I'm going to show you how he fucked everything up, okay? On purpose, okay? Because you can't just be that messed up, okay? This is very intentional. He was a big part in them um, promoting this idea that Kenneka was alone and this was an accident. That's what they told the world. I'm going to show you that this officer had evidence that points to the contrary, okay? And he did nothing about it, all right? So we're going to follow Anthony Cucinella. Um, Also, I know that Tregang's been talking a lot about the pool, so we're going to go over the one incident report or the one statement that mentions the pool, and this officer, unfortunately, was part of covering that part up, okay? So that's what this video is going to be about in summary. Now, I'm a little bit frustrated today because I I figured out the hard way that Rosemont has moved our files. So these files were given to the public as a part of the Freedom of Information Act. It's absolutely our right to have access to these files at all times. Rosemont has updated their website and the files are not there anymore. So I called them yesterday. Of course, they were closed. It's Sunday. I called them today. They said to talk to some lady named Debbie. She's not there. Leave her a message. So I told them, no, I'm going to call back in the morning when Debbie is there. So hopefully the files are somewhere else where Debbie can tell me uh, where they're at, because I know that there's new people that are wanting to investigate and do their own research, and we need to make sure that those files are available um, for new minds, lawyers, whoever wants to access them and try to help us get justice for Kenneka. Okay, so so I'm not going to be able to do my normal format where I show you the computer screen and I show you the document that I'm referring to. So that's the frustrating part. But also, I feel like I procrastinated so long that I don't want to have any more excuses for not, sharing with you guys and adding to the movement. Okay. So what I've done before they took the files down, I had already copied the files um, in my own Word document because that's what I'm used to using is Word. So I had already copied the file, so that's what I'm going to be reading today. Luckily, there's plenty of videos that I've already done that shows these documents, and there's plenty more videos that other YouTubers have already done that shows you these documents. And once they get restored, I can put the links up for you, but I don't want to put the links today because they're not going to work. So, I'm a little nervous. This has been a long time for me. So, we're going to jump right back into it. Um, so, we're going to start. We're just following Anthony Cucinella today. Okay, that's whose reports we're going to follow today. So, the first report, um, it says, at the start of this investigation, a Facebook Live video was being shared numerous times within the general World Wide Web. The video is of streaming live on the Facebook account of blank. I thoroughly watched the video several times to develop a timeline of events and create photograph snapshots. The intent was to identify people in the video along with noting any conversations/comments in the background. A copy of the spreadsheet was submitted to Julie Carney's with Target Forensic Services on Wednesday, September 13th. The spreadsheet was also scanned within this report. Okay, so Kenneka was found on the 10th. He sent this in on the 13th. What I will say about this is the outcome of him watching this video thoroughly was for him to, one, identify the people in the video, and two, note the conversation and comments. Did he do that for us? Did he identify the people that were in the background in that video, and did they clarify what that conversation was about? No. All we see in the documents is that they sent it to Target Forensics. The result of that and what exactly was going on in Irene's glasses and all of that, we never got to the bottom of it. I think YouTubers have done a much better job than this fake detective Anthony Cucinella. Couldn't tell us much of anything. Okay, so this is the beginning of his work. We kind of see it's not thorough or complete. The second report he writes, it says, on September 12th, Deputy Chief Cocola received an external hard drive from the general manager of Crown Plaza. Cocola was informed the hard drive consisted of security surveillance footage of the Crown Plaza Hotel. The dates range from September 8th through September 10th. Now, this is important. I want to remind people the party was on the night of the 8th, right? Crown Plaza tells us that Kenneka got there 1 a.m. the next morning, which would be the 9th. Technically still the night of the 8th, but you technically got there on the 9th in the morning, 1 a.m. Okay. She went missing around 3:20, 3:30. supposedly, and was not found that day on the 9th. She wasn't found until the top of the next morning on September 10th, right after midnight. Okay? So they're requesting the dates for the security footage from September the 8th, the night of the party, to September the 10th, when they actually found her. All right. The same day, I received the hard drives from Coca-Cola. So this is Anthony Cucinella. So I'm trying to explain to you how important he was in the investigation. This guy got the surveillance tape and immediately gave it to Anthony because it's his job to review this surveillance footage, okay? So he says, I received it. I began reviewing the Crown Plaza Hotel security footage. While doing so, I created an Excel spreadsheet indicating the dates and times of the footage I've observed. We did go over that spreadsheet, and that's the spreadsheet where I told you there was fake videos. There's videos that he did not observe because those videos were not in there. Those videos were created after. That's a whole separate video that I did about that. But this is Anthony. This is the guy that created that spreadsheet, okay? All right. So he says, I created an Excel spreadsheet indicating the date and times of the footage that I observed. I also included the locations and events of my observations. The dates of observations are from September 9th through September 10th. Okay, so he got footage from September 8th through September 10th. He didn't make notes on September 8th, the night of the party. He made notes from September 9th. So that's just another indication of what type of person we're dealing with. I mean, there's a reason that they gave you the date of the 8th, because that was the actual night of the party. This is when people are coming in. They want you to watch those videos and look for something suspicious. Hello. But not this one. Not this one. This one, he gets it. He decides, fuck the 8th. I'm just going to start from the 9th because I guess it's easier for his lazy ass. Or because he already was preparing to do this cover up. They were already planning to do kind of a shitty investigation because they already thought to themselves, they're going to just call this an accident and wash their hands and be done with it. Okay? But there's no reason why somebody gives you, a supervisor gives you the tape, says, categorize this from the 8th to the 10th, and you just decide, no, not the 8th, I'll just start with the 9th. All right, I have more. It gets better, don't worry. But these are just little things to kind of clue you in on why I'm saying that this person needs to be removed from their position of power. Somebody's child was murdered in this hotel, and this man chose not to even look at the surveillance video from the night of the party. Party's halfway over by the 9th. The party started on the 8th. But anyways, okay, so and we're gonna read another report, and this is another reason why he needed to watch the video from the night of the 8th. But anyways, okay, so he created his color-coded spreadsheet. I'm gonna skip down because we don't need to know about all the colors right now. This is very important. Everything's very important, but this part is very important. You need to really listen. He says, during my observation, I noticed there was no activity in the kosher kitchen. This is important. Kosher kitchen is the kitchen Kenneka was found in. There was 2 kitchens. Remember the lower level and the upper level? We did a video about that. They call the upper level kitchen where she was found at the kosher kitchen. Okay? So there was no activity in the kosher kitchen area prior to the victim entering that area. Okay. I contacted with the Crown Plaza Hotel. I asked if I could receive footage of the last person entering the area prior to the victim. So this tells us that they gave this detective Anthony Cucinella a tape that began with Kenneka walking into that kitchen and around the corner, right? So I'm on my break. I'm not answering that. I don't know how to stop it though. Okay, sorry about that. But okay, so there's no activity in the kitchen. He contacts Crown Plaza to ask them to receive footage of the last person entering the area prior to the victim, meaning the videotape that they gave him began with Kenneka. There was nothing before that videotape that satisfied him and made him feel like, okay, I got the full picture of what's going on. That's suspicious right there, that he had to ask for what happened before she walked in, okay? So, the external hard drive, okay, so look, let me go back. I contacted with Crown Plaza Hotel. I asked if I could receive footage of the last person entering the area prior to the victim. Blank informed me that the camera in the kosher kitchen is motion activated. Okay. The external hard drive provided the dates in question, which was 9/8 to 9/10. All right. The last motion activation of the camera was on August 30th. Therefore, it was not included in the original hard drive. That's a good excuse, right? So Crown Plaza is saying the reason you don't see anybody before Kenneka walks in is because the camera is motion activated. The last scene that we have before Kenneka walked in was way in August. And since you didn't ask for the dates in August, that's why what we gave you doesn't show anything. Fair enough. Okay. So on September 13th, I received a thumb drive with the additional footage, which dates back to August 30th. That was the last known date according to footage that there was activity in the kosher kitchen. Keep all of this in mind, okay? This is very important. This right here, his reports, is what they use to convince the entire country that Kenneka was alone and there was nobody down there in the kitchen with her. Not even close, okay? This is where it gets good. Same officer. This is very, very, very important. This same officer was critical to this case, okay? This same officer interviewed some type of maintenance worker at the Crown Plaza. This is his statement. He says, on Friday, September 22nd, I completed an interview with blank. He is employed with the Crown Plaza O'Hare Hotel. He worked the weekend of September 8th through 10th. He worked the same dates that the video surveillance covered, right? All right. He works on the second shift from 3 to 11. They put it in military time, but basically he works from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. So he worked the night of the party. He worked the night that they were looking for Kenneka, and he worked the next night. All right. His normal routine consists of walking the building and completing a list of various items, right? Okay, one of the items is to check freezer and cooler temperature readings. Okay. On a daily shift, he receives approximately 10 house calls and 10 guest calls to complete. On September 9th, at approximately 2000 hours, which is 8 p.m., he entered the kosher kitchen. This is the kitchen where Kenneka was found. So this maintenance worker is saying that on the night of the 9th at 8 p.m., when everybody was looking for Kenneka, he was actually down there in the kosher kitchen. This is what he says, and this is what Anthony Cucinella reported. Okay. Mind you, they didn't find Kenneka at 8 p.m. So whatever he was doing down there, he didn't find her. They didn't find her till the next morning, right after midnight. Okay. But he was down there in the kosher kitchen. Remind you, it's his job to check the freezer and the cooler temperatures. So he was near the freezer and didn't see her arm hanging over the door. How does that work? I don't know. So, okay, let's be clear. His normal routine consists of walking the building and completing a list of various items. One of the items is to check the freezer and cooler temperature readings. On a daily shift, he receives approximately 10 house calls and 10 guest calls to complete. On September 9th at approximately 8 o'clock, he entered the kosher kitchen. Upon arriving at the door, he noticed the wood door was open more than normal. The door was open more than he remembered the night before. This is proof that this maintenance worker was in the kosher kitchen on September the 8th, the night of the party. He says it. He says, upon arriving at the door, he noticed the wood door was open more than normal. It was open more than he remembered the night before. So Anthony Cucinella knows that he knows what's going on, right? He